Hello IP6 and welcome to this week's class. So we finished with our last chapter, so we're moving on to a new chapter today. And we're going to chapter 6, which is all about the environment and human health. So lots of this is stuff that you should be aware of already, things that you've covered in lots of different classes in science, in project integration. You've learned about all of these before many times. So I guess what we're going to be talking about today is pollution, and lots of times we just think about water pollution or noise pollution, but there are many different kinds of pollutions, and that is what we are going to talk about and go through today, the different kinds of pollutions. Okay, so if you can open up on page 87, please. I'm going to read, so I want you to follow and listen carefully whilst I'm reading, okay? So chapter 6, page 87. The environment we live in affects our health directly. A good and clean environment enables us to enjoy good health. On the contrary, pollution to our environment causes our health to suffer. Therefore, we should know how pollution can affect our health and how to prevent it. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that the environment is responsible for, we live in environments, in lots of different types of environments. So our good health depends on being in good environments, okay? And remember, environments are everywhere around you. Your home is an environment, your school is an environment, your outside area is an environment. The environment is everywhere that we are, but there's lots of different kinds of environments. We can break them down. So for example, you're sitting at home watching this now. Your home is the environment that you are in now. Is your health safe while you're at home right now? Well, it should be. The school is another environment. Is your health safe when you're at school? It should be. When you are walking around outside, is your health safe? It should be, but sometimes it's not. And there's lots of different kinds of pollutions that make it not safe. And at home as well, there's different things that make being at home not safe, being at school not safe. So these are the different environments that you need to be thinking about when we are talking about the different kinds of pollution. How can the environment affect your health? Okay, that's what we are talking about. That's what this is introducing you to. Okay, pollution. There are different types of pollution, namely air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, and noise pollution. Okay, so these are 4 different types of pollution, and we're just going to go through and talk about them now. Excuse me. Okay, so the first one is air pollution. Air pollution. Air pollution happens when our air contains solid particles and gases in great amounts that might cause harm to humans. Car emissions, chemicals from factories, and dust and fume from open burning contribute to air pollution. Some air pollutants are poisonous. Inhaling them can cause our health to deteriorate. People with heart or lung diseases, the elderly, and children are at higher risk. Okay, so basically for air pollution for there to be air pollution, the air needs to contain solids or gases that are bad for humans, that can cause harm to humans. So a very good example, one that everybody knows, is when we talk about PM 2.5. What is PM 2.5? PM 2.5 is when there are solid particles of dust or smoke or whatever it might be in the air that makes the air not safe for us to breathe. Okay, that is an example of air pollution. Okay, PM 2.5 is an example of air pollution. And what causes these particles to make PM 2.5? Well, car emissions, so the smoke coming out the back of cars, that is sending particles into the air that make it not safe for us to breathe. Chemicals from factories. So if you're ever driving by a big factory, you might see a big chimney on the factory, lots of smoke coming out. Well, if that smoke contains harmful chemicals, that is getting into the air and we're breathing in that air. So therefore, that is bad air pollution for our health. Okay. All air pollution is bad for our health. It just depends on what kind of pollution it is. And also then dust and fume from burning land also contribute to air pollution. So for a couple of months every year in Thailand and Indonesia, around Asia, farmers burn their crops, burn their land, because they needed to refertilize their land. So they burn it so that they can start growing new crops again for the next season. Well, when they burn those crops, it's sending smoke into the air, and that smoke gets caught in the air and then makes it very difficult for us to breathe. So that is a type of air pollution. Okay, that is a cause of air pollution. Okay, next one, water pollution. Water pollution is a contamination of water that has a harmful effect on living things. Dumping of domestic sewage and industrial wastewater into the water bodies without filtering is the main cause of water pollution. If our water sources are contaminated, we will face serious health problems, including cholera, dysentery, renal calculi, kidney stones, and minamata. Other than that, water pollution may cause skin infection if we use polluted water for bathing and washing. Marine lives will be affected. Hazardous chemicals will accumulate in them, which will later enter our body through food chains. Okay, a lot of information there. Basically what it's saying is that if people who dump their garbage, their waste into water sources like rivers or lakes or the sea, once you dump your waste into it, you are contaminating the water, meaning the water is not safe anymore. So contaminated water is not safe. Sometimes we are going to need to use that water. So if you're taking a shower in contaminated water, that is very bad for your health. If you drink that water, it's very bad for your health. Or if the water gets into your mouth somehow, this is very, very bad for your health. It can cause you serious health problems. Excuse me, can cause you serious health problems. So when people are dumping, they need to be very, very careful in what they are putting into water. So they should not be putting chemicals that are not filtered, where all the bad chemicals have been taken out, that are not safe to mix with water. So it's very, very important that people play their part in making sure that they filter the chemicals that are dangerous when it's going into the water. It needs to be filtered, it needs to be extracted, taken out, so that it doesn't mix with the population, with people using it. Okay, and then it's not just people, also animals. They'll also use the water, and then they need the water. So fish are in the water already, and then they're absorbing the bad chemicals, and then we eat it. So that's going to make us sick. It's going to kill them. It's going to kill the fish. Dogs, deer, elephants, they all need to drink from water sources. So if they're contaminated and they absorb the water, they'll also absorb the chemicals, and that will make them sick or kill them too. Okay, soil pollution. Our soil might get contaminated with industrial wastes such as harmful chemicals, agricultural pesticides, fertilizers, and insecticides. Besides that, domestic waste also contributes to soil pollution if not managed properly. People living near or on polluted soil have higher incidences of miscarriage, skin diseases, migraine, and nausea. The long-term effects will be cancer, leukemia, kidney and liver damage, and others. Children, too, may suffer from developmental problems. The plants that grow on polluted soil will be harmed. Soil pollutants can also kill the plants that feed us. Okay, so how does soil get contaminated? Well, it gets contaminated by industrial waste, so harmful chemicals mixing in with the soil. When these harmful chemicals get mixed in with the soil, new things can't grow. So plants can't grow, crops can't grow, it cannot be farmed, okay? It cannot be used. So that is really, really bad for farmers or for anybody who needs to use that soil, that land. Also, if it's contaminated and there are crops grown on it, well, we could absorb the chemicals when we're eating the crops. So that is very, very dangerous and very, very bad for our health. So land and soil has to be managed very, very carefully. Farmers need to know what's going into their land. Factories that are dumping chemicals into ground, they need to know, they need to be careful what chemicals they are allowing getting absorbed by the soil. And then what kind of health problems can we get due to these soil pollution? Well, you get skin diseases, migraines, nausea, cancer, kidney damage and liver damage. So soil pollution can be extremely harmful to our health. Okay, finally, noise pollution. Noise pollution happens when people or animals are exposed to levels of sound that are annoying, stressful, or damaging to the ears. Noise pollution mostly comes from machines, especially vehicles. Construction equipment, farm machines, and factory machines can be dangerously loud. Even music played at very high volume can be very damaging to the ears. Listening to very loud noise for a long time can cause loss of hearing. People who experience stress due to noise pollution for a long term may develop nervous system problems also. Okay, so noise pollution. Noise pollution is something that is very, very easy to recognize. For example, I live very, very close to a main road. So even in this video, maybe you can hear the trucks and cars and ambulances and motorbikes driving by. They're extremely loud. Even though I'm inside an apartment with walls and windows and doors closed, you can still hear the traffic outside because they are so loud. That is called noise pollution. When you are walking around outside, also you might hear cars that are and motorbikes very, very loud driving by you, and it hurts your ears. You can't hear people talking. That is noise pollution. Also, if somebody is playing music very, very loud and you can't sleep, or it's hurting your ears, that is noise pollution, okay? And then the effects of them is that you can lose some of your hearing or all of your hearing, or it can send you, you can give you nervous or mental problems because of the effects of the loud noise on your brain, okay? All right, that's all we're going to cover for this week. So there's those 4 different types of noise pollutions. So for homework this week, all you need to do, very, very simple. What is air pollution? Write it in your own words. So read the paragraph and then write in your own words, what is air pollution? I want you to show me that you know exactly what air pollution means. Second one, what is water pollution? Write it in your own words. Show me that you understand exactly what water pollution means. What is soil pollution? And then finally, what is noise pollution? Okay, 4 very easy, simple questions. Make sure you write the question and then the answers and upload it to the homework platform. That's all for this week. Thank you very much, IP6, and see you again next week. Bye-bye.